Hello viewers, I have taken up IGCSE Mathematics Paper 1 of May-June 2023 and I am going to solve all the questions for you. However, from June 2025, you will not be allowed to use calculator for the Mathematics Core Paper 1. So you will have to practice your oral mathematics or calculation without calculator. In question number 1, we have to work out number of months in 5 years. I hope you remember that there are 12 months in a year. So in order to work number of months in 5 years, we have to multiply the number of months in 1 year with 5. So I have multiplied 12 with 5, which is equal to 60. So the answer is 60 months in 5 years. This secures your 1 mark. Question number 2 is about writing a number nearest to 10 and nearest to 100. So we have to remember that in a number of 4 digits, there is a unit number, there is a tens place number, there is a 100 place number, and there is a 1000 place number. So we have to write 3752 nearest to 10. I have written U on top of 2, T on top of 5, H on top of 7, and T on top of 3. U means unit, T means tens, H means 100, and T again means 1000. So in this 3752, since the unit number is 2, which is less than 5, so it will be reduced to 0, and the tens number will remain same, that is 5. So when we reduce 3752 to nearest 10, it will be 3750. So write down the answer in the given space and score 1 mark. In part B, the same number was to be written to nearest 100, and when we look at 3752, 52 is greater than 50. So this 52 is going to give 1 to the 100 number, which is 7. So 7 will become 8, and 3752 will be written as 3800 nearest to 100, and we write down the answer in the given space and score 1 mark. Question number 3 reads as magazines cost $3.40 each. Rosina has $15 to buy as many magazines as possible. A statement is given in which you have to complete the blank spaces. Statement is Rosina can buy how many magazines and will have left how many dollars. This is a question in which we are required to divide the total amount that Rosina has with the cost of one magazine. So we divide $15 with 3.40. I have done the rough work in green color, and when we multiply 3.40 with 4, we get 13.60, and subtract 13.60 from 15, we are left with 1.40, which is less than 3.40, the cost of the magazine. I repeat again, in this type of question, the total amount available has to be divided with cost of one item, which is $3.40. So we can do the division work in the rough column. and find out the total number of magazines and the amount left. Here, total number of magazines is 4 that can be bought, and Rosina will be left with $1.40. We write the answers in the statement as Rosina can buy 4 magazines and will have $1.40 left, and we get 3 marks out of 3. Going on to question number 4. It is a statement given. Write down mathematical name of a four-sided shape that has rotational symmetry of order 2 and no lines of symmetry. Here you have to be very, very clear about the rotational symmetry and the lines of symmetry. In the figure ABCD, I have made a parallelogram which is a four-sided figure. And I have given it a rotation of 180 degree and 360 degree. These are the two positions only in which the parallelogram will overlap its original position. It means that when parallelogram ABCD is rotated by 180 degree, the AB will be at the place of CD and CD will be at the place of AB, and it will completely overlap its original position of the ABCD. That means this is one symmetrical position in rotation for parallelogram. Similarly, if we rotate it again at 360 degree rotation, AB will have returned to AB after having gone to CD, and CD will be at its place again, so it will be symmetrical to its original shape. So there are only two positions or two rotational symmetry for a parallelogram, and there is no other angle or position in which it will completely overlap its original shape, so it is a parallelogram. But then in the question he has also said that it has no line of symmetry. So when we have to check the line of symmetry, we have to check, let's say I am checking at line XY, which is shown on the other diagram in this question, and I fold the parallelogram at line XY, and when I fold it, A has gone to position A dash and not to D dash. That means it is not overlapping. This means that XY is not line of symmetry. Similarly, in a parallelogram, there will be no line of symmetry. You can take any line, vertical or horizontal. So this proves that the shape that has been asked in the question is a parallelogram. Now, in order to practice, you can draw this parallelogram on a separate piece of paper and start rotating it. What I would say is that you cut the parallelogram with a pair of scissors and then you start rotating it at different angles, and you will see there will be only two angles, 180 degree and 360 degree, on which it will completely overlap its original shape. And if you try the line XY first and then take any other line vertical by dividing the parallelogram in half and then fold it, you will see that the corners will not overlap each other, which proves that parallelogram has no line of symmetry and it has 2 rotational symmetry. So our answer to this question is it is a parallelogram and you score 1 mark out of 1. Question number 5 is a very simple question. You have to calculate the mean of the given numbers. Now, when we count them, they are 9 numbers, and when we add them, they add up to 180. So we divide the sum of the numbers with the total numbers, that is 180 divided by 9, and we get an answer of 20. This is a mean. Write the answer in the given space and you get 2 marks. Very cheap marks they are too. Going to question number 6. A journey starts at 21:43. It takes 8 hours and 32 minutes. Find the time journey finishes. Now, working time is a bit difficult for the students, but I'm going to try and make it simple. 21:43 means 9:43 p.m. I'm sure that you know AM is up to 12 noon and PM goes up to 0000 hours at midnight. When we have to add 8 hours and 32 minutes in 9:43 p.m., first of all, we are going to add the minutes only. When we add the 43 minutes and 32 minutes, they add up to 75 minutes in total. 75 minutes is 1 hour and 15 minutes. This 1 hour is going to be carried to the total hours, and 15 minutes are going to remain, which I have shown in green circle. And when I add 1 hour to 9 p.m., it becomes 10 p.m. And then adding 8 hours more, it goes on to 6 a.m. next morning, because 10 plus 8 is going to be 11 and 12, that is the midnight. And then we have to go up to 8 hours adding. We have already added 2 hours. We are left with 6 hours. So those 6 hours will give us 6 o'clock and 15 minutes past in the early morning. So the journey will finish at 06:15 a.m. next morning. If you do that, you are going to get only 1 mark out of 1. That means you have to be very fast in doing this question. I have taken a lot of time to explain to you. Otherwise, for 1 mark, you should not be taking more than 1 minute to solve it. So you have to practice time. Go back to your books and start doing time questions once more. Revision of them is very necessary. Going on to question number 7. Write these numbers starting with the smallest. You see, you will always get a question in the increasing order or in the decreasing order. Now here he has written with the smallest. That means you have to go into the increasing order. First of all, you are going to write the smallest, and then you have to see that there is a number 15/213. You have to solve it. I have done the division in the rough corner in blue color, and then you have to also write down 7% in simple form. So 7% is 7/100, and it comes out to be 0.0700. Now we have to compare, and we see that 15/213 came out to be 0.0700. 4. And then 7 came out to be 0.0700. So we come to know that 7% is the smallest number because it is 0.0700. Then is 15 over 23 because it is 0.07004. There is a 4 at the end of 15 over 23 at the 5th decimal place. Then we have 0.071 and then we have 0.7. 0.7 is the largest number. When we write it down in the increasing order like this, we get 2 marks out of 2. Going on to question number 8 is a simple question. You have to write the given fraction in its simplest form. The fraction is 24 over 84. So I have divided the fractions in their factors and carried out cancellation. You can see in the first step 24 has been divided into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 and 84 has been divided into 2 into 42 to cancel first 2, and then again I am left with 2 into 2 into 3 on the numerator and I divide 42 with 2. I get 2 into 21, another 2 is gone, and then in the third step I write down the remaining 2 into 3 in the numerator, and I find out the factors of 21, which are 7 into 3, and 3 and 3 also gets cancelled, and the simplest form is 2 over 7, and you secure your 1 mark. Question number 9, simplify. When we have to simplify, then what we have to do is that we have to gather the same alphabets together. So I am going to write down 3a minus 5b minus a minus 6b, gather a's together. So they are going to be 3a minus a and minus 5b minus 6b. 3a minus a will be 2a and minus 5b minus 6b taken into bracket are going to add up with a minus sign outside, and they will give us minus 11b. You can do it in another simpler manner. Just add minus 5 minus 6, which is going to give you minus 11, and you write down minus 11b. It's perfectly all right. So you get an answer of 2a minus 11b and 2 marks are secured. Going on to question number 10. Cost of hiring a bicycle is $C for Y hours. And the formula that connects C and Y is C is equal to 12 plus 3.5Y. You have to work out the number of hours that the girl hires the bicycle for if she pays $36.50 to hire this bicycle. That means that total amount that she had paid was $36.50, and the formula is very much there. And total cost is also given as $C, and the formula is also there. So you put in the values in the formula. That is $36.50 is equal to 12 plus 3.5y, and then simple calculation. Take 12 on the other side, they will become minus. You will be left with 24.5 equal to 3.5y, and then divide both sides with 3.5. You will be left with y is equal to 7 hours. You get the answer, and 2 marks will be given to you. Now you see, I am explaining all the steps. My explanation is actually the basic concepts of calculation. If you are fast enough and you can skip 1 or 2 or 3 steps and just write the formula, put in the values and write the answer 7 hours, you will get 2 marks. You don't have to go through all the steps. Question number 11 is of matrices and subtraction of matrices, because there is a matrix A is equal to 3 and 7 and B is equal to -2 and 5. You have to work out A minus 2B. So what you have to do is multiply B with 2 first. So when you do that, you will be left with first matrix as 3 and 7, and the second matrix will be -4, 10. Now you have to remember that there is a negative outside the second matrix. So signs inside for the second matrix, when you convert into one matrix, are going to change. So you are going to get 3 minus -4 and 7 minus 10, which is 7 and -3, which is the answer. A minus 2b is equal to 7 and -3. So you get 2 marks. Question 12 is of geometry, and there are two parallel lines which are being cut by a vertical line, and you know that there are adjacent angles, there are alternate angles, and here x and 52 degrees are alternate angles, and that means that x is going to be equal to 52 degree. But the question has asked you why x is equal to 52. So you are going to write down they are alternate angles and get 1 mark. Going on to question number 12b. He is asking you the value of y, and we know that the sum of angles around a point R is equal to 360 degree. So what we do is we make an equation and write down y plus 38 plus 126 is equal to 360. Carry out mathematics and find out that y is equal to 196 degrees, because sum of angles around a point is 360 degree. So you get 2 marks out of 2. Why? You have to write down the reason, because he is asking you write geometrical reason. So you must not forget that. Always read the question in total. Don't miss anything, otherwise you are going to lose marks. In question number 13, you are to calculate volume of a sphere with diameter 4.8 centimeter, and the formula is given for the volume, which is equal to 4 over 3 pi r cube. You got to be very careful. You have to convert diameter into radius, and we know that radius is equal to diameter divided by 2. So radius works out to be 2.4 centimeter. Put in the values in the formula. Now in this question you could use a calculator, but you could also do the calculation as I have done on the rough side of the column, and I found out that the answer is 57.9 centimeter cube. This type of question would normally be given to you when you will be allowed to use a calculator, and in 2023 the calculator was allowed. Now the calculator may not be allowed in paper 1. So maybe this type, the cube power may not appear, or the number may be simpler for calculation. So don't have to worry about that. Going on to question number 14, which is at the bottom of the page, and 15 in the middle of the page. I erroneously solved question 15 first and then question number 14, but I am going to explain question 14 first now. Question 14 is again of simplifying a number or a fraction, and in this he is also the examiner has also tested your knowledge of significant figures, and he has asked you to reduce the numbers to one significant figure, that means rounding off. We have already done a rounding off question earlier in this paper. So 6.7 is going to be rounded off to 7, and we get 7 into 2 because 2.1 is going to be rounded off to 2, and 5.9 is going to be rounded off to 6. So we are going to get 7 multiplied by 2 divided by 18 minus 6, which will be 14 over 12, and we get an answer equal to 1.16, but the answer is going to be in one significant figure because we have been working from one significant figure. Question number 15 is about probability, and the question reads, Eric has 4 colors of paint. Table shows the probability that he uses each color. The probability is given in decimal places. In this type of question, the total probability of the activity will be equal to 1. So what we do is that we add all the probabilities and call yellow to be x because it is given in the question. All of them added will be equal to 1, and then simple calculation, 0.78 will go and get subtracted from 1, and we'll get an answer that the probability of yellow will be 0.22. Question 16 is of simple factorization, and we know that in factorization we have to take out the commons and multiply them. So 8x square minus 20x, both of them have x common, and 8 and 20 have 4 common, so we take out 4x common from both of them and write down the first step as 4 into 2x square minus 4 into 5x, and take out 4x common, and we are left with 2x minus 5 in the bracket. This is the factors of 8x square minus 20x, and 2 marks are secured. Question number 17 is about the sequences. He has given you the nth term as 10 minus n square, and he is asking you the first 3 terms, that is first term, second term and third term. You know that first term has n equal to 1, second term has n is equal to 2, and third term is n equal to 3. Put in the values of n in them and find out the answers and write the answer in given space. You get 2 out of 2. Question 17 has two parts. A we have already done. In B, he has given you the first 4 terms of another series, and he is asking you the nth term. The formula for nth term is equal to a plus bracket n minus 1 bracket close multiplied by d, where a is the first term in the series and d is the common difference. So when you look at the series, the first term is 7, so we write down a equal to 7. And when we look at the difference between the terms, there is a common difference of 3, so we write down d equal to 3 and put in the values in the formula. Nth term will be equal to 7 plus n minus 1 into 3, and open up the bracket, 7 plus 3n minus 3, which gives us 3n plus 4. So nth term for this series is equal to 3n plus 4. Question 18 is about the minimum and the maximum limit of a measurement length L of a piece of wood which is taken to be 3.6 meters, cracked to nearest 10 centimeters. If you look at the statement at the end of the question where the answer is to be written, there are 2 signs for L. that the lowest value or the minimum value is less than and equal to L, and L is less than the higher value. Now if we look at 3.6 meter, the error in 3.6 meter could be 0.05 plus minus, which I have written in the same line where L is equal to 3.6 meters, which is equal to 360 centimeter, and L is equal to 3.6 plus minus 0.05 meter. When we take 0.05 as minus, we will round off to 3.55 meter, and when we take 0.05 as plus, we will round off to 3.65. That means we have the lowest limit as 3.55 and highest limit as 3.65. But we have to round it off to nearest 10. So the minimum value will be 3.55, which will be less than and equal to L. When rounded off, it will give us 3.6 meter. When we go to the higher value, L should be less than 3.65 meter. That means L can't be exactly 3.65, because if we round off 3.65 to nearest 10, it will become 3.7, which is a wrong answer. So we will have to be less than 3.65. It could be 3.649 but not 3.65. So our final answer will be 3.55 meter is less than equal to L, and L is less than 3.65 meter. Question 19 reads, calculate 1 divided by bracket 6.4 into 10 power minus 5, bracket close. Write answer in standard form. And standard form, you already know that we have to write it down with proper decimal places and proper power of 10 as well. Now, if we are not to use the calculator, then the first step will be that we take the division value in the denominator. If the power is negative in the denominator, it will become positive in the numerator, that is 10 power 5 divided by 6.4. It has been reduced to a simpler form. And in the next step, I have taken the decimal off by multiplying numerator and denominator with 10. So 6.4 becomes 64 and 10 power 5 becomes 10 power 6. Now in order to get rid of this denominator 64, what I have done is that I have broken 10 power 6 into two parts, 10 power 2 multiplied by 10 power 4 and divided by 64. I have done this because 100 can be divided with 64 and we'll get an answer in decimal form. So in the rough area, I have divided 100 with 64 and I have come on to 1.56. So the answer comes to be 1.56 into 10 power 4, which was 10 power 4 was there in the last step up. So we get an answer and we score 2 marks out of 2. Question number 20 is to simplify some numbers given to us, and it reads, work out to 1 over 7 divided by 5 over 9. Show all your working to give your answer in mixed numbers to simplest term. So simplest term means we will have to cancel out till the time there is no more cancellation. So 2 1 over 7 will work out to be 15 over 7 divided by 5 over 9, and when division sign is changed to multiplication sign, it will become 9 over 5. I have done 2 steps in 1 step. And this cancellation carried out. 5 ones are 5 and 5 threes are 15. So then 9 into 3 is 27 and we are left 27 over 7. And we do the division and we get an answer 3, 6 over 7 and score 3 marks for this. Question number 21 is about geometry, a right angle triangle, and 2 angles are given, and it is a right angle triangle. That means that is a 90-degree angle, and it has asked the value of x in degrees. So we know that the total of degrees in a right angle triangle or in any triangle is 180 degree. So we add all 3 angles, which are 3x minus 1 degree and 4x degree and 90 degree, and equate them to 180 degree. And then open up the bracket. 3x minus 1 plus 4x is equal to 180 minus 90. 3x plus 4x is 7x. 7x minus 1 is equal to 90. X is equal to 13 degrees is the answer, and 3 marks are scored. Question number 22 again is about trigonometry. And I hope you remember the famous saying, some people have curly brown hair through proper brushing. And through proper brushing gives you tangent theta is equal to perpendicular over base. So I have written P for perpendicular and B for base in green color, and the perpendicular is always opposite side to the required angle. So we calculate value of y by saying tangent of y is equal to P over B, and P is 7.5, B is 12.8 centimeter. So in 1 step I have done y is equal to tangent inverse 7.5 over 12.8, which works out to be 30.37 degrees, and you score 2 marks out of 2 for this as well. Question number 23. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. When similar triangles are considered, then their sides are taken into account. For example, in triangle ABC and in triangle DEF, AB is corresponding to side DE and BC is corresponding to side EF. So we can very easily write down either AB over BC in triangle ABC is equal to DE over EF in triangle DEF. Sorry. We could also write down AB over DE is equal to BC over EF. Both are correct. Then we put in the values. AB is equal to 5.6. BC is equal to 7.2 centimeter. And DE is equal to H. And EF is equal to 8.1. And then what we do is make H the subject of the formula. We get 5.6 into 8.1 because it will go on the other side and multiply. This is called cross multiplication, and divided by 7.2 and get an answer which is 6.3 centimeters. So H is equal to 6.3 centimeter is written in the place where the answer is to be written, and you get 2 out of 2 marks. Question number 24 is about Venn diagrams and sets. You have been given a universal set which starts with alphabet A and goes up to K, and then there are 2 subsets subset F is FACE members, and subset B is BACK members, and you have to complete the Venn diagram. Now, if you remember that in this type of a question, he has also given you in the question that in the universal set, he has written DH, and in F, he has only written small f, and that's it, and you have to complete it. Now, if we look at the subsets of F and B, A and C are common in both, so we are going to write down A and C in the intersection of the two circles, that is subset F and subset B overlap each other in that area. Now for subset F, E is yet to be written, so we write down E in subset F. Similarly, in subset B, B and K are yet to be written, so we write down B and K, and our Venn diagram has been completed. Part B of the question is asking for the number of F union B, and if you look at that, F union B would be including all elements that are in F and that are in B and their intersection. That means F union B has the elements F, E, A, C and B, K, which is equal to 6. So number of elements in F union B is equal to 6. I have written that in bracket as well, and we get another number for this. Question number 25 is about solution of simultaneous equations. I have already uploaded a complete lecture and the examples how to solve simultaneous equations by any of the two methods. So I read the question. At a cinema, an adult ticket costs $A and a child ticket costs $C. Part A is Farah buys 3 adult and 4 child tickets for $38.50. Complete the equation. He has given you 3A plus 4C equal to blank. So you have to write down $38.50 and you get 1 mark for that. In part B, there is another statement. Hannah buys 6 adult and 5 child tickets for $65. Write down another equation in terms of A and C. Following part A, we are going to write down 6A plus 5C equal to $65 and get another mark. Part C is asking you solve the two simultaneous equations to find the value of A and C. Show all your working, and 3 marks are allocated to this. Now, I write down the equations first. While looking at the equation 1 and equation 2, it is easier to eliminate A because 3A is in equation 1 and 6A is in equation 2. Whereas talking about C, it is 4 and 5, so we will have to do a little longer solution for eliminating C. So what I do is that in order to bring equation 1 and equation 2 equal in respect of A, I multiply equation 1 with 2 and get 6A plus 8C is equal to 77, and write down equation 2 as it is, 6A plus 5C equal to 65. Now it is easy to eliminate A from these two equations. I subtract equation 2 from equation 1, which will mean that all the signs of equation 1 are going to be changed. So the positive signs have become negative, and 6a minus 6a will be 0. 8 minus 5c will be 3c. 77 minus 65 will be 12, and solving it, we will get c equal to $4. In order to get a, substitute value c equal to $4 in equation 1 and get the answer of a as $7.5, and write the answer in the given space and score 3 out of 3. This completes paper 1, core. Actually, this paper I have solved for the students who are going to appear in their final exams, which are going to be there in this May, June. So all the best to all my viewers, and please like and subscribe my channel if you have benefited from my effort. Thank you very much.